Shit, I just almost knocked my camera over. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Today, as you can tell, we are going to be talking about my journey with sobriety. I am an alcoholic. I was an alcoholic. I am an alcoholic. I don't know how to preface this, but essentially, alcohol and I do not mix. And I just want to say before we get started, my journey is not going to look similar to yours if you decide that you want to go sober, or my journey is not going to look the same as friends that you know, relatives that you know. Everyone's journey is different, so don't take what I'm saying and be like, oh, I want to go sober too. This is going to be so fucking easy. It's not the same case for everyone, so just keep that in mind. If you are thinking about going sober and you want to ask me questions, please feel free. Know that there's always help for you if you do find that you are having a substance addiction, and you're not alone. There are AA meetings. I actually do think that I'm going to start going to AA at some point, not because I'm struggling. You don't need to be struggling. It's just to strengthen this bond and relationship that I have with myself, this journey that I have with myself. But getting into this, I don't want to chat too long about this because I can definitely be a talker. We're going to jump right in. My dad is a big inspiration for me. He has been sober for about 17, 18 years. He was essentially given an ultimatum that you either can stick with alcohol or you can say goodbye to your daughter. And I commend him and give him props that he chose me, so thank you, Dad. He did quit cold turkey. He did use non-alcoholic beers to help him with the journey, but I do really owe a lot of my reasoning to my dad and my inspiration to my dad, because just watching him still be friends with people that he would go out and party with, and influences that would normally influence him, they don't anymore because he's just so strong, essentially. My dad's really strong, and I know sometimes that he'll talk to me and be like, I do miss it sometimes. I miss the escape of reality, but he just keeps trekking along. He definitely is my hero in this situation, and I mean, overall. So, Dad, if you're watching, I love you. You are a big inspiration to me. But yeah, I'm very proud of him for making that decision. So, when did I start drinking? I started drinking probably when I was 14, 15 years old. We all kind of start the same. Your parents have alcohol in the fridge or on a cabinet, and you're like, oh, I want to try this out. And then you realize how fucking fun it is because you're loopy and you're crazy and yada, yada, yada. That turned into wanting to drink before every football game and being fucked up with my friends. That to me was not, I guess, bad. Like, my relationship with alcohol was not bad then, but it definitely was the reason that I started, and shit ended up progressing. But every football game, every Saturday night, if there was a party, I would drink, and it was never to just have a couple, it was always to black out. That should have been red flag 1. But I was young, I was experiencing things, and I don't know. Then college rolled around, and that's when my eating disorder started to amplify. I didn't know that I really had one in high school, but I did. I strived to be the best, I guess, version of myself physically, because my boyfriend cheated on me a bunch of times, and I was like, if I'm skinny and I'm pretty, then he's gonna love me and he's not gonna cheat on me. And I did dumb shit then. But with us breaking up, with me going to college, him going to college, and me gaining a lot of weight and, binge drinking, having the eating disorder, like, there was a lot of emotions, the breakup and just shit that I was dealing with, and I used alcohol as an escape. I was also in college, like, I don't want to discredit, like, the fun of college, but I just didn't know when enough was enough, and I did try other things in college that I'm not proud of, and it was just a path that I was going down that was not the greatest. I would drink anytime I had an opportunity to, and it was never to just have a couple. Again, it was always to black out. My friends and I would always make a joke like, we're not going to have a night tonight, and anytime we said that, it turned into a night. And a night was essentially something that we would justify us getting blacked out too. So like if the next morning we'd be like, oh my God, it was one of those nights, we had a night. My friends are watching, we've probably said this before, but it was always one of those nights for me, and I would always get fucked up and make bad decisions. And during that time too, I never really come out about this, but there was a lot of cases where I let guys use and abuse me. And liquor, I hate that word, drinking, I don't know why I hate that word, was a big contributor to that. And drinking after those occasions would kind of help me escape from that. And why I haven't talked about this before is because it's not something that I truly understood until this year, that those scenarios were, they weren't with consent. I don't want to get too far into that. But I was just going through a lot of shit, and alcohol helped me get out of that reality. Wasn't doing great in school for the first couple of months to 2 years of being in college, and then I started to get into fitness. And fitness really helped me. It helped me go on the right track. I was working out a lot. I ended up meeting Brian. He definitely helped me not drink as much. But then I started to get comfortable with the things that I was doing, and I fell into that binge drinking cycle again. And I would do spontaneous, stupid shit. A lot of the reason Brian and I broke up the first time was because of my dumb decisions with alcohol. Alcohol and I just do not mix. And I would always try to tell myself that it's okay, you can have a good relationship with it, and it was never a good relationship with it. California, I was on one in California. For that whole 6 months, I drank way too much, way too much. And I'm so grateful, honestly, that I hit that low, because it is what drove me to where I am now. So I don't like to say, so I do say this a good amount, that my eating disorder and that my alcoholism, I'm grateful for those things. And don't take this the wrong way. Please don't take this the wrong way. But I am grateful for those things because it is what led me to where I am today. And if I didn't have those shitty situations happen to me, I don't think I would be here. But when I came home, obviously I needed to get out of whatever rut that I was in. Brian and I started dating again, and we moved to Miami. So I didn't essentially go sober when I did. It was very unintentional. My parents were there for the weekend in Miami. I had one last Truly with my mom at a football game on October 23rd, and then the next day from there I didn't have another drink. But the reason that I didn't keep drinking after that, like go out to dinner and have a drink, was because I thought I was going on prep. So I wasn't with Nick at this time. I was with a different coach, but I thought that I was going to be starting prep, and in prep you don't drink. And I'm totally okay with not drinking in prep. When I was on prep last time, I didn't drink. I was totally fine with it, because when I have that goal, like, I'm so fucking driven to get there. And if you want to go far in the sport, you're not going to fucking drink on prep. So I thought that I was on prep. I didn't actually go forward with the prep. And Thanksgiving rolled around, and this is when I had my last sip of alcohol that I solidified that this is the journey that I want to be on, sobriety journey. You guys can say that my first day of being sober was Thanksgiving of 2021, do you? But this is my journey. I believe that it was October 24th. Thanksgiving of 2021 was kind of just the cap off, like, yes, this is really what I want. Like, sobriety is really what I want. So on Thanksgiving, obviously people have wine, normally have drinks, whatever it is. And I decided that I wasn't going to get anything because I didn't drink for the last couple of weeks. And I was like, I kind of like that I haven't drank. But I do want to, see if I do want to drink. So I did take a tiny little sip of Brian's beer, and I gave it back to him. I was like, yeah, I don't want this. I do not want to drink anymore. I'm sober. I'm sober. So do what you will with that information. My journey, it was October 24th for me, but that was just the solidification of, is that a word? Solidification of, yes, I want to be sober. So since then, I haven't touched a drink. I haven't really wanted to drink. I am a little bit, I guess, I wouldn't say like I'm FOMO for the wedding next week because we're going to Brian's brother's wedding. But I've never been to a big event yet where drinking is around me, like everyone's doing it, and I'm kind of gonna be the only one ostracized not drinking. I'm gonna be, you know, whatever, sipping my little Diet Coke. But I don't have any negative emotions of doing that. I'm just kind of like, this is gonna be my first event. So I didn't really have any occasions in Miami where I didn't really have any influences, like any outside influences of me to drink. So that is why I do believe that my journey so far has been relatively easy for me, because I'm someone that is easily influenced. I'm someone that's also going to influence others to keep drinking. Like if you ask my friends when I was drinking, I'd be like, let's take shots, and they'd be like, dude, calm the fuck down. I didn't have that in Miami, so it definitely did help me. And even now, like I still don't have that. I don't have, you know, too many friends here, and there's not really a lot of occasions where I'm gonna go out and drink. So it's been relatively easy for me. And Brian and I were talking about this the other night. Like if I were still back in Massachusetts with a lot of my friends around me, a lot of familiar things, and me feeling comfortable, I guess, who knows where I'd be right now. But obviously I'm not going to think of that. But yeah, it's been a journey, but not something that I've struggled with too much. And again, that's not going to be the case for everyone. What I was essentially like, I guess, when I was drunk, like I said, I could never just have one. I would always go out with my friends and drink, and they would drink socially and like be responsible. I was never responsible, and anytime I would leave my friends, I would go home and continue to drink. So I wouldn't say that I'm a closet drinker, or I was a closet drinker. I was more so, I don't know how to explain it. Like I wasn't like a functioning alcoholic. I wasn't a closet drinker, because I feel like that terminology is like someone who drinks all the time without people knowing. I just would always keep going without people knowing afterwards, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I could just never stop. I could never just have one. And I would do very irresponsible things. I would drive. And I'm ashamed of all of that fucking stuff. I looked back on my Snapchat memories and I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with you? Like, what was going through your head? But essentially what is keeping me going right now with why I don't want to drink anymore is I am so clear on my why, and that is my future children, my future grandchildren, my future self, Brian and I's relationship, and the relationships that I do want to build in my life, create new friendships. All of my relationships, majority of them have failed with me drinking. And, you know, I don't want to completely put the blame on me. Like, there are some things that people did to me where relationships have failed because of that, but majority of things in my life have all failed because of alcohol. And now that I haven't been drinking, my life has been a lot better. I still have things that I need to work on, of course, but I know that higher version of myself does not have a relationship with alcohol. It is not a thing. And I don't want to be a bad influence on my children, because I cannot responsibly drink. So I know going into that future, if I were a mom that drank, like, it would be one of those cases where mom's drinking again, and I can't have that. And life has just been so much better, like I said, since I have stopped drinking. So with that all being said, that is realistically everything. I feel like I could have missed some stuff because I recorded this video 2 times now. So if you guys want me to make a part 2, if you guys want to ask me questions, I can do that. But just keep in mind, if you are struggling, if you are thinking about sobriety, I'm here for you, but know that there are other resources out there, and also know that your journey is not going to look like mine. But that is everything, and reach out if you have any questions. Fuck, I feel like I missed so much stuff. Whatever. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm not gonna drink. Not gonna drink today, not gonna drink tomorrow, not gonna drink at all, because I don't fucking need it.